Bride stiffed me on payment after I did her makeup because exposure was my real payment. She promised Instagram tags instead of money. So I never thought I'd be that person writing a Reddit rant. But after the week I've had, I'm at my wit's end. I'm a freelance makeup artist and have been doing makeup professionally for about 6 years. I've worked weddings, fashion shoots, senior portraits. You name it. I've built up a solid reputation in my area, and while I'm not a household name, I make a comfortable living doing what I love. A few months ago, I was approached by a woman named Ashley, fake name, obviously. She found me through a mutual friend and said she was getting married this spring. She loved my work and wanted to book me for her big day. We talked budget, and I quoted her my usual rate, $450 for the bride, includes trial, lashes, day of application, touch-up kit, and travel. Ashley said it was out of her budget, but asked if I'd be willing to work for promotion instead. She has a decent following on Instagram, around 25K, and she promised to tag me in all her posts, stories, and reels. She said several of her followers were getting married this year and she could definitely get me more clients. Now, normally I say hell no to this kind of thing. I can't pay my rent with Instagram likes. But I'd been having a slow month and I let myself get talked into it. Stupid, I know. Fast forward to the wedding day. I show up on time. Do her makeup and her mother's as a favor, and honestly, she looked stunning. I took some photos for my portfolio, packed up, and wished her luck. The next day, I checked her Instagram. She'd posted 6 stories, 3 reels, and 2 photo dumps about her wedding. Not a single tag. I messaged her kindly and asked if she could tag me in her makeup posts. No response. I waited 2 days. Messaged again. Nothing. Then I commented on one of her posts, politely, saying I was happy she loved the look and gently asked if she could give credit. She deleted the comment. That was the moment the switch flipped. I DM'd her again, more firmly this time, saying she had agreed to tag me in lieu of payment and that this was now a breach of our verbal agreement. She finally replied with, "Sorry, but I don't owe you anything. I never signed a contract. You agreed to do it for free. Move on." Excuse me? So now I'm debating my options. I've screenshotted everything, including our texts where she says she'll tag me and help promote me. I don't want to go nuclear, but this is so beyond disrespectful. And now I've found out from another local vendor that I'm not the only one she did this to. Reddit, what do I do? First update. Hey everyone, thank you so much for the advice, support, and even the laughs in the comments of my original post. I didn't expect it to blow up the way it did. But it's been cathartic knowing I'm not crazy or overreacting. So, here's what's happened since. I made a professional post on my own Instagram. I didn't name names or get petty. But I laid out a general PSA warning other artists to get everything in writing. Even with referrals and friends of friends. I mentioned I'd recently had a bride agree to tag me for exposure instead of paying, and then ghost me. I attached watermarked photos of the makeup look I did for a client, and asked anyone who saw the look and liked it to DM me for bookings. I started getting DMs from other vendors. Turns out Ashley pulled similar stunts with the florist, a hairstylist, and the photographer. None of them got paid in full, some got partial payments, some were ghosted. One vendor, a baker, is pursuing small claims because she provided a $500 cake. The bride finally responded. Get this, she DM'd me again, accusing me of smearing her name and ruining her wedding memories. She even threatened to report me for online harassment. I never used her name or tagged her. I told her flat out that unless she corrected the issue and gave me proper credit as agreed, I would be pursuing legal action for the value of services rendered. I attached our text exchange with the timestamp and the "I'll tag you everywhere" promise. She left me on read. Then something hilarious happened. Her maid of honor contacted me and apologized. She'd seen the original Reddit post and recognized the story. She said Ashley has always been like this, charming up front, manipulative later. She even offered to post the makeup photos and tag me to help, which was kind and unexpected. Honestly, I don't need Ashley's exposure anymore. This whole debacle ironically did give me real exposure from the Reddit post alone. I've booked 3 bridal trials. Still debating whether to take her to small claims. But I'm giving her a week to make it right before I take that step. Final update. Okay folks, time for the grand finale. So, things exploded. About a week after my last update, Ashley finally made a post tagging me in a single story. No apology, no context, just, "makeup by," and tagged my Instagram handle. But by then, it was way too late. Her followers, some of whom had seen my story go viral, started calling her out. Apparently someone had posted the Reddit thread on Facebook and tagged her personal profile. I didn't do it, but once it was out there, I couldn't stop the wildfire. People were asking in her comments, "Is this the makeup artist you didn't pay? Why didn't you credit her in the first place? And, you really stiffed your whole wedding team." She deleted and blocked a bunch of people. But it only made things worse. Then came the kicker. One of the photographers who worked her wedding decided to share their story, and they included her name and screenshots. They'd been burned badly. She never paid the second half of their invoice. They shared it in a private Facebook group for local vendors and brides. Turns out Ashley had a history of scamming, even back in college. She has now made her Instagram private. Her follower count is tanking, and at least 2 wedding vendors told me they filed in small claims. As for me, my bookings for this summer are now full. I've gotten over 900 new Instagram followers, 2 podcast invites, and even a message from a wedding magazine asking if they could feature the story in a "What Not to Do" piece. I said yes. I've decided not to pursue small claims. At this point, I've gained more than I lost, and I want to close the chapter. Lesson learned. Never work without a contract. No matter how charming someone seems. And never, ever accept exposure as payment unless you absolutely know it's worth it. Thanks, Reddit. You had my back when I needed it most.